shall win. My teacher, my pride.
Fire, fire in our world. Somebody give me water so that I can quench the fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire in our world. Somebody give me water so that I can quench the fire. Good afternoon, Prof. Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, Chief Judge. Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you.
Are you ready to start teaching? Or do you need to prepare your slides?
I'm okay.
You're good to go. Okay. So please tell us your name and the subject you'll be taking.
My name is Godwin Idoko. My code is 017GI. G for Godwin, I for Idoko.
Prof, your questions?
Yeah, you'll be teaching which subject and what topic?
Today, I'll be taking the topic global warming. And the subject is basic science.
And the objectives?
The first objective is that at the end of the lesson, the pupil should be able to explain the mechanism of global warming. The second objective, at the end of the lesson, the pupil should be able to list the gases responsible for global warming.
What class will this be?
Primary 6.
Oh.
Okay, if you start your time, let's get busy. If you start your time. Perfect.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, sir.
Today, we are taking one of the most important topics, if not the most important topic in life. And it's very important because it's a matter of life and death. And so you have to listen very well. But I want to start with this. On a hot, sunny day, it's compulsory that you must go out. But the sun is blazing, very hot. What will you do? What are the options?
I will stay back, but if I can't stay back, I will have to fetch an umbrella.
Good, fantastic. This is what I'm looking for. Fantastic. Good. Nature has provided an umbrella for us. And this umbrella is this. It's a layer. But through your interactions with the environment, your parents, can anyone come up with this name? What is the layer that is protecting the earth?
Ozone layer.
Ozone layer. Very important. Ozone layer. Very good. And that takes us to the topic global warming. Global warming. Before I proceed, I want us to take a look at this.
For 2.5 million years, the Earth's climate has fluctuated, cycling from ice ages to warmer periods. But in the last century, the planet's temperature has risen unusually fast, about 1.2 to 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Scientists believe it's human activity that's driving the temperatures up, a process known as global warming. Ever since the Industrial Revolution began, factories, power...
Let's pause here because today we'll be demonstrating what actually takes place during global warming. Now this is the whole earth that I brought before you. Can anyone tell me what this represents?
The sun.
The sun, very good. This is the sun. The sun radiates or emits ultraviolet rays. This is the canopy. Just as Mr. Isaac told us. And this canopy is supposed to protect life on earth. If this canopy is not there, everything here is in danger. Plants, animals, they are in danger. But just as nature has done this, man compounds problems for himself. Through industries, manufacturing of products, transportation, emission of gases. These gases come to the ozone layer, and then they do two dangerous things. Number one, they trap the sun, the radiations coming from the sun, and then the heat also coming from the earth. They trap them and send them back to the earth, thereby increasing the temperature of the earth. Is this increase in temperature of the earth that is actually called global warming? And this is very dangerous. And scientists are crying because if the ozone layer is completely depleted, it will just take a second for every life on earth to get extinct. So, what are these criminal gases? Number one, these are the key words we have today. Global means everything that has to do with life. The gases are called greenhouse gases. The first one is methane. Can you repeat after me? So methane.
Methane.
Again. Methane. Then the second one is carbon dioxide. Can you repeat after me? Carbon dioxide. Again. Carbon dioxide. Then the third one is water vapor. Can you repeat after me? Water vapor. Rebecca, can you mention one of the gases that is responsible for ozone layer depletion? Carbon dioxide, fantastic. Ojo, can you mention another one?
Methane.
Methane, very good. Now, can one tell me if the ozone layer is not there, what will happen to life on Earth?
Life will go extinct.
Instinct completely. And that's why we must all do everything to make sure that the ozone layer is continually there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Idoku. We're going to start off with you, please, Dr. Chindu.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Idoko. Thank you for, I like your entry. It was quite dramatic and would catch the attention of any of those primary 6 children.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't know whether it's coincidence or intentional. The sun is yellow, and it's, well, it appears as yellow to us.
Yes.
And you came with this bright yellow umbrella.
It's coincidence anyway. Thank you.
So thank you for the little video that you brought. I always think that we can make use of these things a lot. It brings home what we could have, what we can't see, and the pictures don't really do justice. So watching a video is a good one for it to, for us to make that connection. So my question would have been, which is what I wrote here, what can we do to prevent or reduce global warming?
Very good.
Maybe that is not part of the lesson, but I would also think if we name these gases, these that cause global warming or deplete the ozone layer,
Yes.
I said industries, from what can I, as a primary 6 child, a 10-year-old, in what way am I contributing to it?
Okay.
I would think that some bit of emphasis, okay, this gas, it's because we do X, Y, Z. That one is because if we don't do this, that would help. Methane will be reduced, and so on. So I think that was missing, because I don't think it's about them being able to list those gases, but how do we all contribute to releasing those gases in the atmosphere, and how can we? So just a mention to it, to create awareness. Create awareness. One of the ways, I mean, that doesn't happen here, but you know that in other places they have days when cars don't run. Because, so instead of your parents dropping you off in school all the time. The more they do it, the more they contribute. So just to think of what can be relatable.
Okay. I
So
understand.
if you go to school, maybe you ride your bicycle to school, or you walk to school, or you take public transport to the school, you're reducing the number of cars on the road. Something that they can relate with. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chinedu. So let's come to you, please, Prof.
Okay, Mr. Idoko Godwin,
Thank you.
I like your entry behavior. I like the materials you have brought in
Thank you.
and the annotations.
Thank you, Prof.
They are very appropriate.
Thank you, Prof.
It's like we import the whole world in the globe, now on a sheet of paper. These things communicate very well.
Thank you, Prof.
Your presentation was very okay.
Thank you, Prof.
Bold and brilliant.
Thank you, Prof.
Then the video, like Dr. Chinedu had already given us, the presentation was okay, and the slides were very good. So I see that you have brought life somehow, something that is somehow so abstract
Good.
and that is always on the table for discussion across the globe. So,
Thank you, Prof.
congratulations.
Thank you, Prof.
Well, let me point out this.
Okay.
When you brought those types of gases as keywords,
Yes.
there was not enough time to now say, repeat after me. You lost some valuable 10 seconds or 12.
Okay.
And then it almost ate up your time to conclude the lesson.
Okay.
So please, it was just a narrow escape. Watch out.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Prof. So, Mr. Idoko,
Thank you.
good to see you again.
Thank you.
You started off with a powerful question, what will you do on a hot sunny day? And then we came to umbrella. I would have mentioned an AC car, basically, or just stay indoors. But, and then I like the analogy between the umbrella and the ozone layer. And so that got us off to a good start, things we could relate to and things we could compare. And that's good teaching. The model, I'm not too sure how long it took you, but the model itself was the lesson. The model itself was able to express all what was in the lesson. I'm still going to come back to that. Yeah, and I thought you were actually being hyperbolic with some of your statements. I had to Google it myself too. I never knew that if the ozone layer just did disappear or was totally depleted, that the effects of that hazardous. I just thought it would be more skin cancers and more radiation. But they say that even if someone develops cancer in that time, they may not even live to die of the cancer because all other plant forms. So yeah, it is a matter of life and death, as you said at the start. Even though you ask yourself, I ask myself, could this have come in at the end? Would that have been something to research?
Okay.
But that's a minor point. That's just a matter of style. So that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a matter of style. But in terms of teaching, the moment you start to say, repeat after me, and it's not a song, or it's not a call and response, it's going closer to what we would refer to as rote learning, as in we're trying to hammer it into their heads. We're trying to be didactic. So you've got to try and be aware of that, you see. So it would be a better thing to write it and then maybe say, you know, make an anagram of it, or this is an anagram of it, you know, which of these words represents what's there, rather than just repeat it, repeat after me, repeat after me, repeat after me. Yeah, I mean, that becomes more teacher-centered. Another point to note is that, yes, you asked them questions, but could you have asked them more questions? So if you hold up your model again, because you look, this is the hard work. You've done the hard work, you've got a model, and it explains everything, really. So if you just hold it facing us, when you have something like this, you took about 1.5 minutes to explain it to us. But you see, here is the question. Could you have said to the students, what do you think is happening here? And whether they say what's happening rightly or incorrectly, that's beside the point. They're thinking. As some others are speaking, they're having thoughts. And that's really what learning is about nowadays. It's less of you telling us or less of you telling the students and more of the students working their way towards, you know, learning. So you've got to put more of the onus on the students. You've got to task them. You've got to challenge them. But you see, if you just tell them the story, look, you've done the hard part already. Let them tell you the story. By all means, correct them in the nicest way. You don't have to say no or you're wrong. You just say, that's a good idea, but do you think that's totally accurate? Do you think this might be a better way of doing it, or do you think this is really what's happening? And so you just modify their thinking, and it becomes more what we would call a heuristic approach, or a approach which is guided discovery. So you're a good teacher, but what we're trying to say here is that take on board some of these comments so that you can just be right there at the top. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't be right there at the top, because you've got the passion, you've got the energy, you've got the creativity. So when you bring something like this in, milk it to the fullest.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, the solar system, and all of us clapped for you in this room. We saw it as a creative teaching. 2 presentations, you were at the peak. You seem to lose concentration. You seem to lose concentration, rather, in your last attempt, and now you have come back again. Can you do that song again? The song you did when you came.
Fire, fire in our world. Somebody give me water so that I can quench the fire.
And I now thought he was going to teach some religious subjects.
Okay.
Wondering that someone is about to go to hell. And then I didn't know your subject.
So that's a very that is he created suspense.
He created
I want to
suspense.
talk about connection, which has always been, my major area of emphasis. When you are able to create this kind of analogy, and you are going to the content matter, the linkage, the connection between your illustration and the subject matter, very, very important. Now, you actually, illustration is very, very good. This is exciting. Your connection with the student was not very, very strong. That's because you used more of explanation as a content. At the point where you were using explanation, you started telling. So you became like a lonely teacher, and the students were just listening. But it was momentary, it was very short. So you were able to get them back when you brought in the keywords. And so the chat made up for that disconnect. But as we go to next level, that 1 minute of disconnect is enough for another teacher to actually have an edge. So make sure there is no room for disconnect at all. So if you are now using, so what are you going to do to have your presentation? Bring in gamification with this. Turn it to game. Are you getting it? Bring in demonstration to this. Bring in interrogation to this.
Yeah.
Maybe asking questions, but never use explanation at this stage of the competition.
Teach and win, my teacher, my pride.